All right, perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Corey. I'm a physical therapist with UCSD. And if you're joining us, then that means you're ready to exercise. Today I have Rachel with me. She is an occupational therapist from UCSD. So she will be showing you the seated version if you're unable to stand or if you feel like your balance is compromised to the point where you need a sitting version. She's going to help us with that. Another note is it's a little bit windy up here today, so hopefully nothing goes wrong, but we have had our video compromised when it's gotten super gusty. So if that happens, just bear with us. We might have to just either change our setup or just reconnect. So bear with us if that happens, but we'll let you know if for some reason we can't connect or whatever. Okay. Otherwise, for today's class, we don't need any equipment other than a chair if you are performing some seated versions of things, and then otherwise just yourselves. So I'm going to back up and get into view, and we are trying to stay a little bit in the sunshine, but I think you guys can see us okay. Okay, so we're going to start with some intervals. We're going to do some aerobic activities. It's going to be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds of a rest, and we're going to go through it a total of 3 times. So I'll kind of walk you through each exercise. You don't have to remember it by any means. We will do it together as we go. So I'm going to start my clock, and we're going to start with just marching. And you're going to be marching in place and then reaching with that opposite hand. If it's too difficult for you to do that coordination piece with that opposite reach, you can just do the marches and maybe just swing your arms, as you go. And then that way it doesn't matter if it's opposite or not. But we're just trying to get all warmed up. So again, a lot of our exercises today are going to focus on large amplitude with some aerobic and with some coordination.
You got the same challenge as you.
If it's hard for you to balance in the standing version, go ahead and hang on to, a chair, wall, countertop, anything to steady yourself while you're performing. All right, we'll take a rest break, and then we're going to move into side stepping. So we can just step out to the side and back. If you have the space, you can do multiple steps like that. All right. So because I have space, I'm going to do a 2-step just to utilize the space that I have. Again, if you want to add in a coordination piece, you can add a reach while you're stepping. Reach that arm way out. Nice and big. Same thing with your steps. See if you can make them nice and big. If it's hard to do the 2-step, you can just, again, do that singular step and pick a target so you make the same amplitude every time. All right, take a break. Next one we're going to try is for your balance. So we're going to do that heel-toe walking. If this is hard for you, leave a space in between or a space sideways and just kind of keep those feet together. If it's challenging for you to do that, then you can also just stand and practice your balance standing. Because of our space and the video, I'm going to work on coming forward and then going backwards. If you have the balance to do that, you're welcome to join me. If you don't, you can just work on turning around at home to keep moving forward. So a lot of modifications with this one, progressions, and you can see Rachel is just working on the coordination piece of that from the sitting, just putting her feet one in front of the other. All right, we'll take another little rest break, and then we're going to work on toe taps. So I'm going to actually cross over in front and then cross over in front, but I'm, again, trying to let my toe make contact. And here we go. Just back and forth. Tap as far as you can. If it's too hard to do that crossover, you can just work on tapping the toe straight in front of you. But if you're challenging your balance, you can do the cross. Halfway through already. All right, take a rest. The next one, we're gonna do a heel tap. So you're gonna tap your toe or your heel forward and then a little out to the side, and then we'll switch. So forward, side, forward, side. Here we go. And we are alternating our feet there. And it's okay, you can see my standing knee is bending a little. That's helping me reach it out a little bit further. You don't have to do that. You can kind of just do it, you know, right within your base of support. But there's always ways to make these exercises a little bit more challenging or a little bit easier, depending on where you are. Okay, take a rest break. And now we're gonna do marches, and then we're gonna do circles with our arms, okay? So again, another coordination piece. Let's start with just kind of a medium amplitude, not super big, not super small, just working on getting these motions done together. Again, if it's too hard for you, you can do just the arms or just the legs. We'll do halfway and then we'll do reverse. All right, and then go in reverse with those arms. All right, rest. And our last one we're gonna do is just hip circles. So I'm kind of lifting into a march and then bringing it down into a circle, trying to open up our hips, okay? All right, here we go. So open and step. If that's hard for you, you can go a little bit smaller or lower with your step, not having to march quite as high. This one works a lot on your balance, but also works on your mobility of your hips. All right, so we're gonna take about a minute of a rest break so you can catch your breath, drink some water if you need, and then we're gonna start back over with those same 7 exercises starting from the top. While you're resting, kind of check in with yourself and see if that was challenging for you in any way. So if you felt challenged by your balance, or if you felt challenged just keeping up with us from an aerobic standpoint, or if you feel like it was difficult from a coordination, then that's kind of what you want to focus on this round, okay? So channel one of those and really focus on trying to stay steady or trying to get those movements moving together or going a little bit faster by trying to keep up with us. All right, we're gonna start back up in about 5 seconds. So we're gonna start with those marches and those opposite reaches up. Keep those marches and those reaches nice and big if you can. Halfway through. Okay, rest. And then we're gonna go into our side steps. Again, 1 or 2 steps or even more, depending on the space that you have. All right, here we go. Step. Halfway through already. Keep it up. All right, take a rest break, and then we're gonna move into that heel toe walking in about 10 seconds. Okay, here we go. So again, walking or standing. If it's difficult for you to stand still, it will likely be difficult for you to maintain your balance while you're walking. All right, rest. Then we're gonna move into our crossover toe taps. All right, we'll start in 3 seconds. Okay, so cross and tap. Make sure you're nice and balanced with this one. Trying not to move too quickly. All right, take a rest break, and then we're gonna do our heel taps, forward, sideways, and then alternate. Okay, here we go. Feel like this is a dance move of some kind.
Line dancing.
Could be. Halfway through. Okay, let's take a rest break, and then we're gonna go into our marches with our arm circles. And this time, let's see if we can go really big, okay? All right, here we go. So really big arm circles while you're marching. All right, and then let's switch, go backwards. Almost done. All right, rest. Okay, and then our last one are those kind of marches, hip circlers, hip circles. Those combining circles and openers. Okay, so big circles if you can, or modify it to be a little bit lower. That's bothersome on your hips. Halfway through. All right, rest breaks. We get 1 more minute of a rest break, then we're gonna complete this series one more time, and then we're all done with this circuit, and we'll move on to our next piece. So good time to get some water, take a seat if you feel like you need a seated rest break, or just take a couple breaths, give your body a rest before we go into our third round. We'll start back up again in about 15 seconds. And we're gonna start with the march and the opposite reach. All right, here we go. Halfway through. Okay, rest. We got our 15 seconds, and then we're gonna move into our side steps. And this is your last round, so try to give it your all. I know if you're feeling a little tired, go ahead and start. That can be a challenge. But again, last round, so you know you can do it. Almost done. We got 10 more seconds. Okay, take a rest, and then we have our heel toe walking. Work on our balance a little bit. Okay. Good. And a reminder, I'm only going backwards just because of the video and our space. If you want the extra challenge, you can definitely join me, but turning around and staying straight also works. All right, rest, and then we're gonna go back into our crossover toe taps. Okay, here we go. across. Really try to make the contact with your toes, not your foot flat. Halfway through. All right, take a rest, and then we'll do our heel taps again, forward, a little bit out to the side, and then alternate. Okay, here we go.
Halfway there.
Halfway through.
Three, two, one.
All right, take a rest break. We have our marching with our arm circles. So we've done medium, we've done big, and now we're gonna try to just do small, okay? We'll start with rolling them forward and then we'll do backwards. Here we go. So nice and small. Try to get control of that arm. Make sure your arms are fully extended if you can. All right, and let's go in reverse with our arms. This one's a good one for your posture as well. So make sure you're standing up straight. Your head's not looking down at the floor. All right, rest, and then we'll finish with our hip circles, and then we're all done with this circuit. All right, here we go. So nice circles, kind of opening up your hips. Hopefully you're able to do it with a little bit of a control. Don't just flail those legs about. Halfway through. All right, we did it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work again a little bit on your balance and a little bit on your coordination. So some of you might be familiar with this activity. It might be new for some. So we're just going to go through a general instruction and review. So you're going to envision a clock surrounding you. You are standing in the center of the clock, so where the hands would be. And you are going to step towards a number. So again, if we say 12, you're going to step to that 12. If we say 1, so on and so forth. If it is on the right half of the clock, go ahead and step with your right foot. If it is on the left half of the clock, then I want you to step with your left foot, okay? If it's 12 or 6, you can pick. It doesn't matter to me whether you use your right or your left. I just want to make sure that you're stepping, again, kind of a big step, and you're able to maintain your balance. So we're just going to do a practice round. We're going to go through one round going clockwise with the numbers and just kind of familiarizing yourself with that space, okay? So we'll start with 12, and then you're gonna come back to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we'll do 12. Okay, so you can kind of see how we did that. You can also see that as I was stepping, I was shifting my weight towards that number or towards that target, and then shifting it back as I was coming back. So that's what we're gonna do. We've done a practice round. Now we're gonna do the real thing. And we're gonna do it for a minute, okay? And these are going to be random numbers, and I'll call them out. 7, 10, 2, 1, 11, 4, 6, 12, 8, 3, 9, 5, 4, 10, 12, 5, 9, 8, 7, 1, 6. All right, very good. We're going to do that one more time. And again, you might be familiar with this. It is an app called Clock Yourself. So if you're interested, you can always download it. It is a $2.99 fee, I believe. But it's exactly what we're doing, and it's actually what I'm using so I can keep us on the same pace. So right now we're doing 40 steps per minute. If that feels fast to you, then you could go a little bit slower. If it feels slow to you, then you could always push it to be a little bit faster. Again, that app is called Clock Yourself if anyone's interested in it. You can also do it kind of the old-fashioned way, how we are essentially doing it with you today, by just calling out random numbers or even just working clockwise, counterclockwise, that kind of thing. All right, we're going to do one more round. Same thing. Start with 11, 5, 10, 1, 4, 12, 6, 9, 3, 2, 8, 7, 9, 12, 3, 1, 10, 5, 7, 4, and 2. All right, nice job. Okay, next we are going to move into a little bit of a squat or a sit to stand series. So if you are following along with Rachel, she's going to do a full sit to stand. If you're following along with me, we're just going to squat. So you can squat as low as you feel you can safely and comfortably. If you have issues with your knees, you don't have to squat as low if it bothers your knees. Or again, that's where the sit to stand could be a good option for you. So we're first going to go into a squat, and then you're going to come up and try to go into a heel raise, okay? So almost like you're going to jump. If that is challenging for your balance, then just stay there. You could also put a chair in front of you, or again, kind of touch your wall or something. If that feels super easy, then you're going to go into your squat, heel raise, and then lift up for that third piece, okay? So again, modifications available depending on where you are with your balance and your strength. We're gonna do 10 in a row. And at home, I want you counting out loud with me, nice and loud, so we can incorporate your voice into this too. Okay, so here we go. 1, I'm losing my balance. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, very good. We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna do this one again. But in the meantime, we're going to do a different one. So I'm gonna have you do a squat, and then you're going to take a step forward like you were about to go walk somewhere. Okay, and then you'd step back, and then sit, and then alternate to the other side. Okay, so we're gonna do 10 of those. All right, here we go. So squat, step. 1, 2. Make sure you're getting that weight shift in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. We'll take a little bit of a rest break. We're going to do another squat, but this time instead of going straight with your step, I actually want you to squat or stand, and then you're going to take a turn step. Okay, again, so that's a squat or a stand, and then turn step. So now we're getting where you're standing up from a chair and you're trying to go either left or right. Usually that's where people have difficulty with. So we're gonna try to practice that. Make sure you're weight shifting. And again, if you have difficulty with your balance, make sure that you kind of stay hanging onto your chair or close enough to the wall that you can hold that. Okay, here we go. So squat, step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Okay, we'll catch your breath, and then we're gonna go back to our squats with our heel raises and our reach, okay? Let's give it another 30 seconds or so. Doing a lot of squats today. Okay, so if you're ready, again, squat, heel raise, and reach if you're doing that version. Okay, here we go. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Catch our breath, and then we're going to do the one with just the forward step. So not the turn, just that straightforward step first. All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, very good. We'll take a little rest break, and then we'll finish with our squat and that step turn. Our shade and sun is moving. Okay, here we go. So again, you're gonna stand and take that kind of alternating turn. And then we'll be all done with our kind of skilled things and move into our stretching and cool down. All right, here we go. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, you can take a quick breather, and then we're gonna move into, again, our stretching and our cool down. Again, if you're standing, you can continue to stand. If you're a little bit worn out and wanna transition to sitting, you can do that as well. We are just going to start with a nice side bend. So kind of opening up, you can reach over. Hold this. And then we're gonna come up, good upright posture. We'll go around to the other side. And you can reach as far down as you feel comfortable and as far up as you feel comfortable. And then come up. We'll do one more each way. Good. And up. And then we're gonna do a twist. So you can kind of open up. You can kind of lock your arm around your body or use your chair. And then come back to the middle. Go around the other way. Good. Come back to the middle. We'll do that one more time. And middle. Opposite. Good. And middle. Next, what I want you to do is just bend forward, kind of opening up our spine. So let's go this way. Probably going to get a little bit of hamstring, depending on how tight you are. You can also shift your hips side to side. Hands on your knees or further down, depending on how far you can reach. And then I want you to slowly come back up. So we don't get any lightheadedness. And then we're going to do that again. Coming down, bending forward, opening up your spine, stretching out your hamstrings. Good, and then we'll come back up. Again, nice and slow. Make sure you got your balance before you move again. Okay, and then next I want to do a little chest opener. So you're going to grasp your hands together behind your back and then kind of pull away and then kind of lean back into it a little bit. Again, trying to open up your chest. Trying to get all the areas that usually get tight. All right, and you can release. We'll do that one more time. So again, just kind of grasp your hands together, open that chest, pull back and away if you can. Extend back if you can. Okay. Forward. Next, we'll do a little bit of a calf stretch. So you're gonna bring one foot behind the other. Calf. So just stagger your feet.
Oh.
If you're sitting like Rachel, you can actually just bring your foot back and then just try to press your heel into the ground, the one that's back. If you're standing, same idea. One foot in front of the other, and I'm pressing my heel down into the ground. You should feel a stretch again in that calf muscle. You might even feel some in your hamstrings, depending on where you have tightness. Hold. And then we'll switch sides. All right, and then we'll switch one more time. All right, and switch. All right, perfect. Well, that is all we had planned for you guys today. Let me flip it. Hopefully you guys all had a good workout and you have the rest of the day to enjoy the sunshine now that it's not raining. So thank you for moving with us
Thank
today.
you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.